Who's in the room right now?
That's Benzino and Petrus, I think we have.
Do they want to be on stream?
Do you want me to ask?
Yeah.
I mean, the other one would be Kellen and Joho. No, they probably got that. Yeah, let me go ask these guys, Benzino
Yeah.
and Petrus. I'll ask. One sec. Gentlemen, do you mind if we steal your team for the world to watch? You guys okay with that? Okay. You guys go whenever you're ready. We're just going to sit in the background there. Hey guys, and then after the game, I might just ask some quick questions if we get done in time, just to go over your teams and any questions we have. Okay, guys. Good luck to both of you. Okay. Thank you. All right, we are over. We crossed the border into these two. So this.
Okay.
So it looks like this is a match between Petrus and Petrus's team. I'm trying to get his zoom in there. He's running a Captain Marvel super rare, which is interesting. So he's running probably Moon. Yeah, there's Moon Knight there. First time we're going to see Angela, and I'm assuming that's the Angela that's going to stop the when fielded.
Probably.
And Benzino is running Becky, Thor, Godcatcher. There.
So I'm going to leave you on your own again for a little bit here. Sorry. Reg.
No worries. This should be an interesting match to see how Godcatcher Thor does against a when fielded and some kind of control. This is the first time we're seeing Typhoid Mary. Typhoid Mary's on one side. Petrus does have a Drax, an Angela, and it would be interesting to see if Moon Knight gets purchased over the Gazers to stop the Godcatcher. So Petrus does have Booker T and Jerry Lawler, which could be very bad for someone who has, I can't see the exact card. He's got Nefarious Broadcast, and I can't tell the other card. But Benzino won the roll-off, so he will go first, rolling 3 dice. I would assume he's got an Intellect Devourer somewhere, and he doesn't because he didn't re-roll it. So he's got 3 dice. Does he reach for a Black Widow, or did he just go for the Godcatcher? So a third global. And does he go for bought an Instant War, and he's got 1 energy sitting there waiting. So what would he buy with that? He can't. There is a Professor X on both teams. So that's it. Benzino just went ahead and purchased an Instant War. Using a discount, keeping a mask. I'm not sure. He doesn't look like he's got a Drax. I'm not sure why a Drax might have helped against it. He's got Typhoid Mary. Petrus's side, he's going ahead and rolling his 4 dice. He's got himself a sidekick. There are no fixers for energy. Neither have brought the Intellect Devourer. And it's the first time I think this tournament we have not seen Intellect Devourer. The other question too, in the last turn, Benzino I think could no, he didn't have a shield. He could have Becky'd over what he bought, but he didn't. An Instant War, is it good? He's got Thor on the team, so of course the Instant War is always good with Thor, but we'll see. So Petrus rolls 4. He went ahead and did the Becky Lynch. He's got the Drax, knowing that there's an Angela out there. Both teams have Angelas, so you want to get stuff in the field. So this is where the first time of looking across the board, Benzino thought he could do a Professor X. So he capped the mask, thinking he could do a Professor X, and unfortunately...
Oh, it's that Professor X, eh?
He didn't realize that on your turn it had to be. So would that have changed? And this is one of those things where it's like, if you don't know the exact card, he now just lost a mask of what he could have done. He could have purchased something differently. So unfortunately, that might have hurt him. We don't see any clay faces on either of these teams, so that's going to cause some interesting shenanigans not to happen like we have the first 2 games. But he went ahead, he bought a Godcatcher, fielded a sidekick, and he prepped the Godcatcher. So he's going the straight, let's go Godcatcher, knowing that Petrus went with the Drax, and Drax, I believe it cannot stop the Godcatcher, correct?
Drax cannot stop the Godcatcher.
Right. Looking at Petrus's team, it might have been better to go with when's he going to go with the Moon Knight? Now, the other thing Benzino just did is he prepped over the Godcatcher, whereas maybe it would have been good to, instead of prepping it, to roll the getting the 2 extra energy with Professor X. And I don't know, what's your opinion on, would you rather have a guy you want or a Professor X prepping 2 dice?
I usually go for what I want.
Yeah.
It
depends on what you're looking at buying the next turn. If you're looking at buying the Thor, which is what I thought Benzino's trying to get, is he wants a Thor. So So they said they've started a timer, which will be able to.
I actually set the timer as well.
Did you?
This time,
Okay.
unlike last time.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what time it is. I look at it and I go, it's not dark outside. We're good. And I've got 2 beers in the cooler here.
Yeah.
So Petrus's goal, I'm assuming he's going to try to get. Is he going to go the Moon Knight Captain America, or is he going to go with Becky? And of course, Becky with the Booker T, Jerry Lawler global, we know that can add pretty fast. But in the same way, what if Benzino had a way to get Overcrush with that God Catcher could be very deadly.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a Becky for a Gazer. He's trying to stop the God Catcher, hoping Benzino pulls and gets that God Catcher going. If I was Benzino, I would be looking at that Drax. I would look at the Typhoid Mary as a purchase right now just to try to stop things. And I wouldn't even need the God Catcher yet. Knowing Petrus does not have a win con out yet, go for your control right now. Try to get your Typhoid Mary, your Drax. But he rolled the God Catcher.
So what's he going for here with his Godcatcher build? He's not going
So he's
for
got
the
God
typical...
Catcher. He's got there's no Nefarious broadcast. I don't know quite what the God Catcher is going to be to push with. I don't see it.
Or is it just the big
there's
body?
no under. Maybe he's thinking my opponent brings under surveillance to do something. He's going to throw a global. And again, imagine this team if you had anger issues and your opponent had Booker T and Jerry Lawler. Just imagine how crazy that anger issues would trigger if you had that combo. You'd have now a doubled 20 over crushing giant.
That would be insane.
That's what I would think. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I would even reach for the Booker T.
He bought, what did he buy? Purple.
He bought something on Petrus's side.
That's Jerry? What does Jerry actually
Jerry
do?
Lawler? I don't know. He prepped it too. So he's thinking Jerry Lawler is.
Did he mean to buy Booker? Isn't Booker the one that you can?
I don't know. I mean, Benzino already made one mistake in the game. I'm just trying to look up what the card does. And of course I looked up Petrus's team. So let me go. Or sorry, I looked up his team, not Petrus's team. Unknown Force. Sorry, you take the control here. All blocked and returning superstars deal double damage this turn. So he is doing the double damage, but again, there's no overcrush.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious.
I'm not quite sure what that'll happen. It's going to trigger, and the Gazer's going to be there. Now you have to worry about a Gazer every turn coming and hurting you. So one thing cleared up just now. They're clear to each other. At the start of the game, Petrus didn't name the character for Moon Knight, but it's the only Avenger on the team, so they just.
It's pretty obvious what he was doing. Yeah.
Well, you know what? And what would you do in an official ruling if you didn't do it?
I would let it go. Personally,
right? You would let it go. Yeah. But if it's in a final or something, who knows? And that's where there's one of those things like shoulda, coulda, you didn't. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess there is that side of things, but I don't know. I remember.
See, if that was me and I fill out the form, I would actually put in the form, my Moon Knight will be copying this every game. Put it on the form so that you can go back and say, yeah, I didn't say it because I mentioned it on my game sheet, because you have to fill out the form.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that would be the question. Because in theory, it says at start of the game. Well, you missed it. Same as if you had the Deadpool you pull in the draft pack and you don't do it, can you? I mean, right, we're friends, you should allow it. But if this was a paid tournament, do you really? And that's where the question comes down to of, do you want to win or do you want to have fun? I'd rather get beaten playing honorably than doing something like that. So Gazer was missed, which I think on purpose because there's nothing to do. He has the Drax and he's calling out Becky. So Becky can't be bought or fielded. If I was Benzino, I would be looking at getting the Thor.
Yes, 100%.
I would have done the Professor X turn 2 and gone Thor over Godcatcher, personally. He's got... So he used... How did you get Becky Lynch for... What did he use to get Becky Lynch for that cheap?
He must add a discount or something. Or maybe he had the energy. I missed...
I'm not quite sure how he did that, how he got it cheap. Did he use the Thor Global to just do that? I'm not quite sure.
I didn't catch it.
I don't want to step in.
No, we won't step in because...
Oh, Kree Captain. He used the Kree Captain, I believe it was. He has Kree Captain to get Becky Lynch for 3, and then he Yeah, I think you prepped it.
And Thor's coming. There we go.
Right. So he did his stuff to get his Thor cheap. He probably Thor Global to buy it as well for 4. So now we've got Becky against Thor, and it's just a matter of if he rolls the Becky, Becky's going to do a lot of damage because Benzino has nothing in the field.
No, he's unfortunately got the sidekick in the
Right.
field.
And with a force block from Booker T,
Yeah.
that's going to do a lot of damage. And there's no spin downs they have. So, I mean, if I was Benzino, I would have attacked with the sidekick to at least have nothing in the field because now you might have double damage.
Yeah.
The other question that you can always look at is if you have 2 shields. Oh, no, it wasn't that. It was one of the. Oh, it was under surveillance. If someone has under surveillance, there is a global on it that says spin something to level 1. And I use that a lot against someone with Becky to bring Becky down to a 4/4 level 1. So there's Becky, and she's an 8/8. It looks like.
Oh, that's.
She's an 8/8. So this could be some huge. And he's got the shield, and he's got the block. So this could be game. Like in all honesty, because he's gonna block with a sidekick. Oh, he'll want to block.
No,
Becky.
he can only attack with Becky to get the maximum damage.
Right.
So the
Well, he could attack other stuff and they'll block. Right. So he's gonna do 15. The block.
Yep.
And he's gonna double it. Oh, he doesn't have 2 energy. No, I think he's trying to use the global to force it to block.
Yep.
Yep. So he can't double it with Jerry Lawler. If he had Intellect Devour, he could have spun down a sidekick and put it to 16. He could have had 15 damage he could have done.
So he got 7 there?
And that's where again. So he did 7 because it was the 1 block with the overcrush. It's 7. But again, he's got next turn. If Benzino doesn't roll something big here, he's in trouble. Now, he does have Thor to block, so he'll be okay with that. But
no, he doesn't.
He definitely needs that reroll.
Oh, I'm not feeling that sidekick, or at least I'm going to punch it through.
Right. I mean, you don't want the sidekick because the other part is you can't. Well, he could just attack with it, though.
Actually, he's in a bad situation because he's already got the stats on board. He probably can't afford not to block.
Well, what he needs to do is prep over some kind of. I mean, he's got Instant War that's not going to help him. He bought Instant War turn 1. Remember, Instant War early game, you're giving your opponent 3 sidekicks.
Yeah.
Now, for him, that will benefit. See, now he's got 2 sidekicks.
Oh, and he's got Thor, so he's going to be able to suck up some of that damage now.
But how much? He's only on his level. Looks like a 6/4 on the Thor level 1 side. So
okay.
So you got that. It looks. I mean, even a Poison Ivy would have been a good pick on this team to have early. I would have gone a Poison Ivy to stop the Becky. But Drax, Typhoid Mary. Oh wait, I thought Drax in the field. He can't field Thor. I thought he Draxed the Thor. I should check, or did he?
No, he Draxed Becky Lynch.
He did Drax Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, why wouldn't you have Draxed? Anyways, that's fine. So unfortunately, he left 2 sidekicks. This could be very bad.
Because he's got his shield, no fist though.
And wait, he should have dealt some damage there too from fielding the 2 sidekicks with Thor.
Yeah.
So, he's down to 16. I've got 1 down to 16. So they did do 4 damage from the 2 sidekicks being fielded. So we're at 16-13 as a score.
Uh-oh. So how much damage can he suck up? What, 5?
Well,
defense?
he can double Becky though. He can double Becky to 16, and he's only got 4, 5. He's only got 6. That could be 10 more damage.
Well, the problem is he can't attack with more than Becky to be able to do this.
Right.
So do you just attack with Becky and just do as much as you can?
Well, yeah, of course. You're going to call it a sidekick. If he loses his Thor, it's the next turn. It's game over then. That's all I would do. So Becky's going to come out. Does he force attack and double it? I can't see the dice underneath the limit there, but does he have 2 dice, I think?
I see he's got the stuff to do it.
So he's going to force, and he's going to double it. So now he blocked with only 1 character. He's going to take another 8. So he's down now to 5.
No, wouldn't he take 10?
taken 6.
No,
He
he's
doubled it to 16. He's taken 10. He's down to 3, and I believe all of his stuff is knocked out. So if you look at it, he's down to 3, I think. So he's down to 3, and he needs to field more than 3 characters. Like, he's in
Did
trouble.
Becky get knocked out there though?
Yeah, Becky. Yeah, because it was 6 from Thor, I thought, and then 2 sidekicks. So she should be knocked out.
I think so. Maybe we
I should
missed.
check that.
No, I don't think we can go in.
Nope.
Like,
No, won't. No, but I think Becky's at 8.
Yeah.
What's the level of Thor? Just check. Zeno.
I think it was level 1.
No, he was level 2. He said. So if he's level 2, Thor is a 6th. He should have been knocked out.
Oh well.
That should have been 8. Yeah. I mean, I'm putting that as a note to check. Level 2. He was 8 attack. It should have knocked
did
out.
Thor just
But
screw him?
If Thor misses, he's done. It's game. He's got
It's
3
game, and
sidekicks, but
he's
they're just
got-
going to come back and push. So that was a very quick game. I'd like to think about this, and the question I would ask to Benzino at the start is, why did you instant war turn 1? I'm thinking if this is redone, I would go right with Thor, and I would go Poison Ivy turn 1, and then ramp for Thor the next turn, or even a Drax Typhoid Mary we might see. Which Becky Lynch is he running? The one that re-rolls when it comes in the field? Because they didn't even do that.
I assume so.
They didn't even do the Becky Lynch. That's the Made in Ireland, I think it is. He's running.
Oh
Because
shit!
then, because you want when like that's what I mean. Like when these cards like Typhoid Mary, we haven't seen any of, but she could totally blank things. Now we've got Angela, Drax, Becky Lynch is all here, and no one's really reached for any of them, really, except, I mean, the Drax shut down a Becky. So we got in the chat, I'm just reading it now from Monkey. He says, yeah, if there's less than 5 minutes left, it's 1-1, you shouldn't start game 3. And I fully agree to that.
Yeah.
It could be a house rule, or even saying, even if it's within 10 minutes, I would say, no, I wouldn't start.
Are you attacking with that Godcatcher?
Well, he could eat 10. I mean,
Oh,
the thing is,
he forced Becky
he's
to
got
block.
numbers already.
Got it.
Like there's already numbers. Like he's got the Godcatcher to block a Becky now.
Yeah.
But if Becky rolls, he's taken 2 bag burns. He's down to 14. But now the question is can he just get the numbers? Because he only needs 3. He's already got 6 characters in the field. Benzino has 5, so he needs 2 characters.
And there's no pumps, is there?
No, there's no pumps.
No.
But he could double. No, it's the block character. No. I think he just waits. He needs his Becky back. Becky was missed though. But again, Becky will come back next turn if that makes sense. And I still don't know how Benzino's going to get the Godcatcher to push through.
I just realized I may have been talking into their game this whole time. Fuck.
No, you were on mute.
Was I?
No, they would have heard us, I'm sure. No, you would have been. They would have heard us, I'm sure.
Well, because I just said, "Is there a pump?" Was that you who said there's no pump?
Yeah, I said there's no
Oh,
pump.
okay, I thought it was one of them. I'm going, no.
No. Yeah. So as long as we take one side each, we'll be like, fine, we're coaching. Coaching's allowed. So I'm looking at it. Why when Instant War got triggered? Oh, because he didn't roll his Thor.
No, his Thor has abandoned him.
So he's missed his other. Now he does have the Godcatcher in the field, so that's helping him a little bit. But I think he's got a numbers crunch against him that Petrus has the field of 7 characters. He's only got 5. Like if he pushed, he would have done 2 damage just now. So Petrus is waiting for his Made in Ireland to come back, and it's game over because he's gonna have to roll 2 sidekicks, and he'll be dead. Yeah, I think he's in big trouble here.
I think so.
And again, Becky Lynch rolls. She's gonna re-roll 2, and it's over. And it's 2 damage it does, right, Becky, or is it 1?
I'm gonna just double check that. Yeah, it is made in Ireland. So how did we mess that up? So the game probably should be over, shouldn't it?
It should have been over.
Yeah.
And I still think back that, but again, I look at it when he did the second 10 damage, that Becky should have been knocked out. My assume because he had a 6 Thor and 2 sidekicks would have knocked him out. Or does he double the defense? No, he doesn't double defense.
There's no
It's only
double defense.
attack.
No.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure. So he's swinging, and I wouldn't do that because if I'm Petrus, I'm blocking everything, and you win by rolling sidekicks. So you block the whole group with sidekicks, and block with sidekicks, and hope you roll more sidekicks, and that's it. So he's already got. Yeah. So he's blocking the God Catcher with 5 to knock back the God Catcher.
So he just needs.
He needs 2 characters because now he's just got his God Catcher in the field, and Petrus already has 2 characters. He needs to roll 2 sidekicks, and he wins. Plus, he gets to roll Becky, and I think Benzino was looking at that, knowing Becky Lynch was going to choose those 2 anyways. Like, I think he was done. Like,
yeah, he's done. Right there.
Yeah, so he's going to roll with it. He's got enough for the numbers. So he even bought a second Becky. Now, of course, if I'm the receiving player, I'm taking as long as I can, trying to play this out when I already know it's game. Like I would say. See, and Benzino's trying to already get ready for second game. He's setting up. Yeah. So now the question will be, I'm going to ask you, will be the first one is, why did you buy Instant War turn 1? And the second one to Benzino would be, what is your win con? With, like, how are you anticipating to get God Catcher through, right?
I think. That Thor is amazing, man. It's super good.
But now, if you go into this game second turn, would you not go Poison Ivy first, and then try to get? Well, but Poison Ivy is only deadly against villains, right?
Non-villains.
Non-villains. So yeah, so you're going Poison Ivy first. Second turn, you're ramping to get Thor. But he's gonna buy the God Catcher again. I got to know what that is.
Unless he's going for Thor this time.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're now going to field 3 sidekicks. You're giving your opponent 3 sidekicks. It's not a benefit unless you've got Thor in the field. That's my opinion. I mean, I know next turn now, do you buy a Poison Ivy and Professor X to get Thor turn 3? But I mean, when you've got a Thor team, and we've seen it, you run a Thor with God Catcher, you get the spin downs, you can get Thor turn 2 bot. Mm-hmm. There's no way Benzino's going to get 3 bot right now. Unless he's going to attack with a 3 and get blocked by 3 and try to get the ramp. Maybe that's his way of thinking. But if you came at me with an Instant War, attacked with 3, I would take the 3 damage and leave 3 sidekicks in my field. You've now thinned my bag out, right?
Yeah.
At least that would be my thinking. Like, thanks for thinning my bag. But we'll see. Here I would buy a... Oh, he's going to keep it. He's using the Instant War for the energy right now.
Yes.
There's the Professor X to get your Thor. The only problem now he's going to have is he doesn't have an Insect Devourer. He could have bought Thor this turn if he did this. Because Petrus does have...
Typhoid. This is our first Typhoid we're going to see.
And that's what I said. The Typhoid War will go. The only thing is, though, is there's no force attacks on these teams.
No.
And my second turn would be to get a Drax or even an Angela. Because once you get Typhoid out, then you can't do anything with Drax to stop Angela. Angela then would come out, and you basically shut your opponent down from the when fielded Becky's, and I don't even know what else. I think the Captain Marvel's when fielded as well. So with Drax.
No, she's an Energize.
Well, that's what I meant. But yeah. Drax, Angela, Becky Lynch, they're all when fielded. So you're hurting your opponent from everything. Yeah, I would love to see Booker T, Jerry Lawler with the anger issues. That would be some crazy damage. We got to set that up in a video to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to overcrush you for 20. Oh, you have a sidekick. And I have a fist to pump it to 21.
Stuart.
Like, just imagine that.
Stuart 2-0 over Pink.
Yes. Stuart got his rolls. We knew you had it, Stuart, the whole time.
Congratulations, Stuart.
He doesn't get unfortunately, you do not get the $5 Tim Hortons card, though.
Yeah, you're out of the running for the gift card. Right. That should be our wooden spoon. Get a $5 gift card to Tim Hortons. But only if you're not in Canada.
That's right. It's only valid in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we'll send him a bag of snow. All right, so we have a Drax bot, which again could do nothing. Oh, if Typhoid Mary's out. So he did get Typhoid, and she is on her good side. But now, what do you do with the other two?
Where's Stuart?
We had a Shrieked Fist rolled. So at this point, field the 2, and you Thor Global and buy your God Catcher if that's your win con.
So he shrieked Becky, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, he
not,
shrieked
sorry,
Becky.
not shrieked.
Becky's
Married.
Yeah, that's fine. We call it married Becky. That doesn't sound as good as shrieking.
No,
your
it doesn't
shriek.
sound as good.
You can't marry your Mary, right?
No.
Yeah. Actually, giving your opponent Typhoid kind of sounds pretty good too.
It totally does. Totally does.
And Typhoid, your. Yeah, the one card that I've been surprised on was that rare Black Widow. I think that rare Black Widow with Clayface is a great card. I really enjoy that to spinning down the shit that I hate. But so far we've seen Godcatcher Thor's. Yeah, so he misses his Drax, and Drax most likely is gonna call. I don't even know. Would he call Thor? And if he does,
has he bought
I mean,
Thor?
he can pivot. He hasn't bought Thor and he hasn't bought Becky yet.
So I guess
at
whatever
this
he
point,
Draxes, you buy the other thing.
Is right, and that's where I said if I'm Benzino, instead of buying that Godcatcher that turn, I would have bought an Angela, because then you're shutting your opponent down.
Or he rolls terribly and oh wait,
Or you don't have to worry about it. Hey, I played that in that one big week, or the one shot tournament, and none of my opponents rolled a Drax the whole day. And that's how pizza became a thing. So, the main part, it wasn't that pizza was good. It was my opponent didn't roll a Drax, because I would be dead with that.
What
now
do you
the question
do?
is,
You Becky Lynch something.
Yeah, I think you Becky Lynch over a do you want a Moon Knight? Because then you could get the energized rolling of Captain Marvel.
And blow up everything.
Or do you bring over a Gazer so that you can take out something to get around the Typhoid Mary of Becky, but you don't have a Becky bot yet. So when Typhoid blanks, it blanks to everything, right?
Yeah, yeah. So his Becky Lynch is
Becky.
blank. So there's no global on her.
But the other person has a Becky.
Yeah.
So I mean, at this point, I'm buying either a Moon Knight or I'm gonna go with Angela. That's it. And hope in Angela that you can stop Typhoid somehow, because he can't stop Typhoid. Typhoid has now blocked Becky. So now, do you do another Drax or do you go Angela? Moon Knight.
Oh, there he goes.
So Moon Knight is it. Because he wants the Captain Marvel to energize a Moon Knight as Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Which will spin, or is it? It
I think
rolls,
it's
right?
re-roll everything, isn't it?
Right, re-roll everything. It's the Batman. I thought it was.
Yeah.
So. And that's smart. That's the way to get stuff out to the use pile. But this thing is now he's going to be re-rolling stuff back. I mean, if I'm Benzino right now, my opponent still has not won a win con or bought a win con. This is when you go for either the Angela to stop a lot more, or do you go with the Poison Ivy? I mean, even Thor, if you can get it.
I'm going for Thor, I think.
Yeah.
As soon as
because
I can
Petrus
reach for it.
He has a psychic in the field. No one has force, and the other key is buying some Black Widows. But again, this is a slower game because we don't see Clayface. There's no intellect devours. There's none of those to speed the game up. That it's one of those things where I'd have it on my team because I'm going to use it better than my opponent. And if a global can be used, you should have it. You know, he's fielding characters now, and all that's doing is thinning out bags. Right, you don't want instant war, and he got it. So you Professor X, you want to buy that Thor as soon as you can. You want to, because really, in theory, he's going to have all the sidekicks in the field now. At this point, I would Professor X, get all your sidekicks out, and you can buy Thor next turn. And now you're going Thor and instant war every turn going forward. So Petrus is now going to have 3 psychic, which thins out his stuff to get a better chance at Drax. But Benzino doesn't need his when fielded anymore. I would have. See. Another instant ward. Instead of before I would have instant ward, I would have done the Professor X. That makes sense. You could have had 2 over as Professor X to prep, and then you could have instant ward, and you would have had Thor next turn with an instant ward ready. So he's just given
I
Petrus
just want
ramp.
the
He's gonna keep a sidekick.
yeah. He wants something in the field.
Yeah, of course, because he doesn't want to get around the God Catcher trick. I would like to be interested in why 2 instant wars with a thin bag. You think? Because in theory, you see what I mean. He could have Professor X'd and then instant ward and had a prepped bag, and he could have left his sidekicks in the field. But we're having in futility rolls here. Yeah, I don't think either person has really bought a WinCon yet, have they?
Not really.
Yeah, and I mean,
They've got
I
ways to
still
annoy
don't
each
know.
other. That's about it.
Right. I mean, I would have gone the Angela over the instant war, and like the 2 instant wars, is that really beneficial without a Thor?
Not without
You
the
need
Thor.
Thor
Like he
first.
needs that
Right.
Thor.
Like, and that's what I meant. You could have had 4 energy plus all the instant wars, and then you could have attacked, and you would have had 5 energy rolling, and you would have had easily Thor bot. So this would be interesting to see. And again, a lot of these are people put together teams, and they don't test them.
So he's.
The Moon Knight's now in the
Why is
field.
he fielding
which
it if it's an energize? Is it just the
Yeah.
stats?
I think he's just looking for bodies in the field. But yeah, like how's Moon Knight going to get out now?
Yeah, he's a.
I would have just let it go. So he misses Gazer. Maybe if Gazer would have rolled, he could have knocked out Benzino and he could have hit for some damage. But I mean, he's attacking with Moon Knight hopefully to get it blocked by Typhoid. So he's buying a Beck even though he can't have anything on the text, and that's good. At least now there's got a WinCon has been bought.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you gonna do with this Moon Knight now? And Moon Knight's only 1. That's it. So I don't know why.
Yeah, that's the one downside.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to attack every turn with Moon Knight, giving your opponent ramp. But he's stuck now. You can't get him out.
I don't know how
there's
you
the
get rid of that.
The Drax can give extra defense, not attack. I mean, yeah,
Isn't
I
it
wouldn't have
both?
even fielded.
Or is it just defense?
Oh, +1/+1, I think it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Either way, that Moon Knight's stuck.
Man,
Unless you run out of characters, like he's not going to block with Typhoid. He might,
I think the
maybe to
bot
get rid of
just,
Typhoid actually
decided to
might be
stop
good.
working.
Because
Shit.
yeah, because he's going to force. There you go. He's forcing Typhoid to block.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so that's his using it to. That's right. We forgot the Booker T to force block. But it may block. Does it have to block or is it may?
Has
Booker T is
to.
a may, right? Yeah, it's a must.
So I'm gonna abandon you here because the bot has decided to stop reporting things. So
That's okay. We're back again.
I need
Yeah,
to
that's
enter
fine.
some scores.
Oh no, that's fine. I will. I'm just looking to see the Booker T is a must block. Yeah, that's right. So it was a block. So of course that's his way to take out the Typhoid Mary, which Benzino just has to roll it back, and he did do his roll. He didn't get Typhoid yet, and Typhoid's back. So he did get a Typhoid. He did get a God Catcher, and a boatload of energy. So this could be 1, 2. This is definitely going to be a Thor, and it could be with the right way. He could Kree-Captain it and get a Thor prepped. So this could be a good roll to get stuff out. He's got the 2 well, if he's got he's
Ooh, the fielding cost. Can he still
right, but
do
if
it?
he uses those 2 fists, he can still watch. If he uses 2 fists, he Becky's it. He can buy a Thor for. He's buying Becky instead of Thor. Now again, you've got 2 instant wars in your bag. He didn't use the Kree. He didn't see the Kree Captain glow, but he could have Kree-Captain. It would have lowered it by 3. He could have bought Thor for 3 and Becky'd it. He could have, but I don't think he saw the Kree Captain. So, would you have reached for Becky or would you have reached for Thor?
Thor, 100% with the
Right.
instant wars you got there.
With
that's
2 instant wars in your
yeah.
bag, absolutely. And I mean, this turn, you know, Petrus is going to do the same thing with Moon Knight if it rolls, and then he should put Drax in to stop something from getting fielded. So he missed everything.
Nope.
At the end, if he leaves Moon Knight, though, he could leave Moon Knight and he has to reroll Typhoid. So this is a way he could get Drax and Becky in the field. This could be some good damage.
Yeah.
And he actually has the shield. Well, he has nothing to block.
You
He only
almost
has
want
a
to keep
Typhoid in
Mary,
the
though,
field.
don't you?
He could. Petrus has some damage he could do here. He likes having that Drax because he can now name Typhoid Mary if he energizes her out. Mrs. Becky. So energize on Captain Marvel. He's hoping to get rid of Typhoid. Right, so Moon Knight energizes. Typhoid needs to roll back. And Typhoid comes
she's
back. So
back,
that
okay.
hurt. And it stays on the level that she rolls back on. So if that wouldn't have rolled, then Drax could have came in and stopped Typhoid. And that's why I said I think the key is he needed Angela in this case, because Angela would have helped at least from Drax. But I mean, it's the first time we've seen some kind of control in games. So Drax has come in the field. Next turn, I think Godcatcher. Unfortunately, he has never triggered the Godcatcher. He did buy the Becky, so he's now named Becky from getting fielded. So now Benzino is now stuck that he can't do anything with Becky. He could call out Drax with his Typhoid Mary if he wants next turn. But we'll see. I mean, it's just because Becky's blank, though, it doesn't mean he can still get. See, so there's the first Angel. I think whoever gets the first Angel out is going to win this game. That's my opinion. I do think there's going to be a Godcatcher out, which will be able to stop Drax. So we should have a ton of energy coming in the field here. And he did get... So there's a Godcatcher there's going to be, which cannot get spun down by the Energize on Moon Knight.
Yep.
So now he's got 4 energy, which is kind of not the best energy to have. So the Instant Wars gets 3 sidekicks. Now, how good would that have been if you would have had the Thor? You know, you would have had that.
Exactly.
You rerolled the other Instant War, got 6 sidekicks. Or the bag. He's going to put it back in his bag to get rid of that Godcatcher. Because the Godcatcher should have triggered there. There should be a Godcatcher in the field. So, Petrus put his Gazer in the use pile instead of in the bag. And you would think, didn't you want that Gazer? To get rid of the Godcatcher. But he didn't. So...
I hear a dog barking here.
No, that's fine. I'm just wondering, who did he Drax with the Drax? So he's calling out Drax to block him. And Drax was blocking, I think, Becky from being fielded. So his Typhoid Mary can come back. Now, again, Petrus put Gazer in his bag or into his use pile. I would have liked to have rolled that Gazer, because now he doesn't have a Gazer to take out the Godcatcher. So
The dogs are being supervised, so we're good.
I still don't know why the Gazer never went into the bag. I would have kept Gazer in the bag. But so he's rolled back his Drax, which again, the Godcatcher's taken out Drax.
Oh,
Whereas
Angela's
if he
coming.
would have had a Gazer in, Godcatcher would be gone right now. But he does have an Angela, which will stop any when fielded. So that's... He definitely needs the Drax back. But whatever he gets is going to get knocked out by the Godcatcher next turn. And we have a Moon Knight on a single mask, or does he re-roll that? Nope. This is not good news for Petrus. How much time do we have, Mr.
We are sitting at 12 minutes.
12 minutes? So, yeah. But I still don't know how the Godcatcher is going to go through for damage. And this is where I know Benzino went and got a... Becky is in the bag, I think. So that will be coming out next turn because now there's no Drax to stop it. But Angela will stop the Becky from re-rolling stuff. So he's buying a Gazer. He's gonna have 2 Gazers now in the bag. So he better do something with that God Catcher's turn, or he's gonna lose it probably. So if he's smart, if that Drax rolls, would you name the Gazer? Would you say? I'd be rolling the Gazer. I'd say Gazer.
Me? Like if I'm Benzino?
I'm Benzino right now.
Yeah, I want to
because I
protect
don't
my
want to lose
God
that.
Catcher.
That 10-10 God
Yeah.
Catcher, which he doesn't matter because he's not getting them anyways. So Becky can be fielded, but she's blank. Or no, wait, she can't be fielded. No,
she's fine.
It's just her ability doesn't go because Angela is going to stop it when fielded.
Yeah, but he
But
has
she
the
can't be
other
fielded.
one, doesn't he? Oh no, he has Made
Is
in
it?
Ireland too. Okay.
Yeah, he's made in Ireland.
Yeah.
I thought. Is
So
it?
yeah, she'll still field. She just won't do the
But
damage
she
from
just
that.
can't- Right, but he could do the double flipping, blocking stuff if he thinks about it.
Yes.
The opponent's got the exact damage to do.
So I wouldn't
calling
be.
out
There you go. I think
of
he saw it.
Right, I think he sees it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
Don't.
we're still talking into their screen, but
I hope we're not. Can you guys hear us?
No.
Nope.
give us a
Okay.
thumbs up if you can hear us. So Becky's a 7, so she doesn't trigger, but he can still do a 14. And Petrus's defense is only what, 5, 6?
You
maybe?
force Angela, right?
And you force Angela with the God Catcher as well to attacking.
That's the first one.
You have a
to
God
actually-
Catcher.
Oh, the
So
bot
God
is
Catcher
falling apart,
so
man.
God Catcher's going to hit for 10, but you're right, Becky. Oh wait, you just go with Becky, I guess.
Yeah.
But the thing is you've got the God Catcher with a 10-10. That's going to be dead next turn because Gazer's going to take him out. Yeah, he's going to attack a boat, not realizing that. And again, this is the not realizing. He wants Angela to block. And does Angela block? So Angela has to block, but does Angela block? So you can either, I would let Becky through for 7 here. Because if you block, it's Overcrush coming. Right, so he's going to block the God Catcher. Angela's gone, and he takes 7. So that's probably the best thing he could have done. Now, could he have pushed 14? He could have attacked with Becky, put 14 on the board, and make him have to block. Maybe that would have been better because you would have had your Becky back. Right, Matt?
Sorry, you got a mouthful of sandwich.
Oh, no, that's okay. No, I'm saying instead of attacking with the God Catcher, if he attacked with the Becky, doubled it to 14,
Yes.
Petrus would have taken way more and
Yep.
still had Becky on the field. So
How much did
now
Petrus...
he's lost. Now he's lost his God Catcher.
Did he take any damage there?
Yes, he took 7. Took 7 damage. The Becky went through unblocked. So there's 7. And I think that was first damage of the game. We're at 20-13.
That's assuming that's
So-
correct.
And that's where that, see, now he's lost his God Catcher, which, again, I'm not sure the Instant Wars of what the benefit of them have been. The key that Benzino does have is he does have the lead right now with minutes left. So, and if I'm Petrus, I hold on because at least you don't lose. But can he do something with this Becky when fielded? Because Becky is blanked right now. And he's got nothing. He can rip over.
Why aren't they
nothing.
re-rolling? Like, he doesn't have an Angela, does he?
What's that?
Why is
It's not Angela. It's Becky Lynch's blank.
Oh, it's
from
blanked.
Typhoid.
Duh.
So Typhoid married to block Becky.
What's the magic report, Mike?
So we've got Becky coming in. He's gonna block with that. See, the problem is now when a God Catcher comes, that Gazer's gonna keep blocking now, which will be able to intimidate out his God Catcher. That's where that God Catcher being replaced with a Angela would have been a better choice, but I can't knock them all out, can he? Why did he block with everything? Oh, because she's Overcrush. That's right.
Oh,
No, but
blanked.
she's blanked. But she's blanked. Why did you block with all your characters?
I'm gonna need to watch that back.
Yeah, I'm just saying he attacked with Becky, said Typhoid had to block, but there's no overcrush on it because it's blank from Typhoid.
Mm-hmm.
All they do is block with a Psychic and Typhoid. Now he's rolled back Typhoid. He's got Becky. So he blanks Becky. And actually now Becky would trigger.
Oh yeah.
Correct?
You re-roll those
So
sidekicks.
then you
guaranteed
re-roll
damage.
that and it's game over. If he re-rolls Becky and a psych or 2 Psychics and a Becky, probably I would do to try to get rid of Becky from blocking. Misses on his Drax, which would have been good against Becky. But he's got way more than enough energy he could win this right here. He's a 7/7. He could double to 14. If Becky doesn't roll back, it's game over. He's naming Becky with Typhoid, so she's blanked. And he's gonna field Becky, re-rolling. I would go with. Did you go 2 Psychics or would you
I
go
would go
Becky and a
psychics for the
Psychic?
damage.
You want Becky, yeah, but you want Becky, don't you? Because then Becky can't block.
Oh, Becky. Yeah, get rid of her.
So he's rolling Becky and a Psychic. So there's going to be 2. Hopefully Becky doesn't roll back. And Becky's dead. So now that should be game. The 4.
That's
4
4 damage, right?
And now with Overcrush being doubled, it's game over. That should be well more than enough. Just down to 10, and with the
got him at 9.
Overcrush, that's going to be 14. It should be it. If they want to go to the game 3 quick, I would say start it, but we'll see. Maybe Benzino doesn't see the 2 globals on the other side, and that's a very big thing that maybe might happen here. He has a fist and a shield. It's over, correct? It'll be 14 damage. Oh, he's doing it. You not see that, Matt? That he should
Did he spend?
force block. Yeah, he bought a Thor. I don't know what he just bought. It's game over. If he, in theory, if he would have done the Booker T, Jerry Lawler,
Just attack.
force block, it's over. He would have 14 doubled. I don't know what he bought. What did he buy? He's going to let it through. So he's going to take 7.
Oh, so
With
he'll
game
double
over
it.
if he does. Yeah, he's going to double it. It's still a game?
Yep.
He could have let 7 through, could he not have? In theory, Benzino could have just let the 7 through.
So they got
Correct?
how much time left? 4 minutes.
Is that what, should I say that?
Yeah, just go say you got 4 minutes left.
Gentlemen, you guys have a clock on, right? You guys have it's around 4 minutes, I think. Just so you know, going right in it, because it's probably going to come down to psychic stuff now. Okay, as long as you guys know what time it is before you start the game, and you guys go from there. Okay, I'm sure you guys be good. Thank you very much. So, and again, I go back to that turn. He could have let Becky through, could he not have?
Mhm.
He could have let Becky through for only 7.
I don't know that he would have
Instead of
come
10.
back with 20 though.
No, but he could have let through for 7. The point is to let the game go to time. And then you at least won 1 instead of potentially now you could lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
But there's 2 psychics are always a very good thing. So now does Benzino go for psychics or does he go for you don't want instant war. Hopefully he's not reaching instant
You
war.
want
Here.
bodies
He's going
and you want them fast.
Okay. You need to roll everything and hope for psychic because you're in trouble right now. He's down 2 already.
Honestly, Ivy.
I'd buy a Black Widow. No, a Black Widow because you can spin down sidekicks and attack with Black Widow.
Oh, I didn't even know he had Black Widow because
See, but he
I'm an
went
idiot.
instant war. You're giving your opponent sidekicks. Oh no! You go Black Widow. She can attack and spin down your opponent's sidekicks. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't see the instant war benefit. And here I'm doing a Professor X fielding a sidekick. And that's it. I'm buying maybe a Gazer to get some extra damage, but
I'm buying cheap stuff
yeah,
and just getting it out.
he's buying Drax to stop something getting fielded. But so he's doing the full attack though. Take the 3 while you can.
Yep.
I would have waited,
Mm,
but Benzino's going to give him back 3 sidekicks right now. This is what I don't get. And you're giving him a bag ramp now.
I look at it this way: you got 3 damage through. That could be game right there.
Well, why Black Widow would have been the choice. I would have gone Black Widow, but you got see now. Don't use instant. Yeah, don't instant. That was a waste, and no sidekicks.
You're.
Oh, he is gonna do it.
Oh, he's gonna use it.
If he gets 3 sidekicks, great.
That should be in the bag.
So those 3 psychic,
That one should be in the U. Should go to his bag.
Yeah. I would again. Don't say anything because
I'm not saying anything. But
that psychic in the use pile should go to the bag. It doesn't matter because next turn it will refund anyways. But you're given 3 psychics. You just took 3 damage now.
Mm-hmm.
I would be buying black. I would have bought 2 Black Widows, and they would have been in the bag, and you could have spun down sidekicks and done damage with it. This would have been a good choice, but yeah, it would have been. Black Widow and God Catchers could have, but I mean, we're at under what 2 minutes now, or maybe even a minute.
Just under. We have a minute.
Right, 1 minute, and if I'm Petrus, you slow play it. You hold on to your sidekick so nothing comes through, and it's game next turn. Unless the God Catcher comes, but you're only doing 1 damage. It's
Just get as much shit into your field as you need to. That's it.
So 2 sidekicks, or sorry, 1 sidekick. Yeah, they got 1 minute left. He's got to be able to get damage. So you attack with your Drax, hoping your opponent blocks the sidekick, and then next turn you'll have extra. So he's naming Thor, which does nothing. I would have named Black Widow just because she's the cheapest that can get out.
Mm-hmm.
You attack with Drax and force the sidekick. Oh, don't attack with everything. Keep your blockers. Yeah. Just attack with Drax. He's in the
driver's seat. Like I would have just sat back. Like we're at 5 seconds left.
He's blocking with sidekick. So now he needs to roll 4 sidekicks here. It's over.
So in theory, as long as they're times with ours,
and Zeno's in trouble.
He needs to do 4 damage to win.
Yeah. So this is last turn.
Oh,
he's got 1, 2, but God Catcher's never going to get triggered, and that's the problem. Don't keep the God. It's over.
Yeah, it's game.
So unfortunately, see, and this is one of those ones that's going to lose 3-2. So let me step in quick because I know they're at the time. Yeah. I'm going to step.